We will keep playing with spinal movements this week.
Okay.
I hope you've been enjoying our spirals. Spine is just it's really the foundation. The mobility of our spine is the foundation of healthy movement. And something I was thinking about this past few weeks, I guess, is that it seems obvious, but we don't think about it that way, that when our rib cage doesn't move, like when we breathe or when we, do certain movements, it means that the part of the spine where the ribs are attached does not move either, right? Because the ribs, the T-spine, thoracic spine, the ribs, they're attached to the spine on the front and through the back, right? So whenever the breathing is not optimal, so the ribs don't really expand, the parts where the ribs attach here and here, they're also kind of frozen. The spine in those places is also frozen. And many of you might be finding that the spiraling through the mid-back is especially challenging. And that kind of all ties together to efficient movement and efficient breathing, first of all, right? So it's only expected that this part of our body is a little bit stiff because we don't really, move in the way that we evolved to move. Like the spiraling in the torso and the breathing comes naturally if we're moving through the upper body a lot. Like our arms evolved when we were still monkeys and climbing on trees, and the spiraling movement, that's where it came from, in the T-spine, right? And the sort of the rotation through the ribs. These days, we've eliminated this movement from our movement diet, right? When we're kids, maybe we're doing monkey bars, right? That's this movement. We don't climb trees anymore. I do sometimes. I'm lucky to have boys who love climbing trees. Mm-hmm. And then, the only sort of everyday movement that I was thinking about that we still kind of do that is when we're driving and we have to turn and look behind to check the blind spot. That's the rotation that we do, right? And maybe sometimes in the garden when we're pulling things, right? That's the rotation as well through the T-spine, through the thoracic spine. Okay? So, but again, it really, breathing is our sort of gateway into the movement of the thoracic spine. When the ribs can expand, right, the parts of the spine where the ribs attach, they move. They have to move if the ribs expand. If we hold it together and don't allow for that expansion through the ribs, the spine kind of stays frozen there. Okay? So we'll need the long piece. We'll need our therapy balls. We'll need the gorgeous ball. And we'll, if we have the time, we'll use the mini band as well. So we'll be playing with the spirals, and I want you to sort of keep inviting awareness into your thoracic spine as we're playing with it. Let's start on our back. We'll do the upper traps massage like we did last week. I know it's quite sensation rich. And it happens because when we breathe and the ribs don't move, the breath goes up into the shoulders here, right? And that's why the shoulders often feel very tight and sort of tender. So on your back, you'll have a blanket under your head. And then your therapy balls will go just on either side of your neck, not too close to your spine, sort of here, halfway between the side of your shoulders and your neck, and so that the top edge of your ball will be poking out, right? So if somebody were to look at you from above, they would see the ball sort of sticking out here a little bit. We'll soften those muscles first before we move our arms and our T-spine. So put the balls under your shoulders there. Have a little bit of a height underneath your head, your blanket. Take a moment to see how your breath is flowing this morning. See if you can soften the tops of your shoulders onto those balls. It might be quite challenging. But see if by slowing down your breathing and allowing your body to be heavy and soft, maybe you can invite some softening into the tops of your shoulders as well. Feel the back of your head on your blanket, the curve of your spine. Feel the parts of your spine where it's touching the floor, and the parts of your spine where it doesn't touch the floor. You see where you have awareness of your spine, and maybe the parts of the spine that you are not sure if you can feel. Let's reach the arms up, and we'll just move them around and see how it changes the sensation in your upper shoulders. Like your arms are seaweed, and you're just moving them around. Your knees are bent, feet on the ground. You can allow your knees to come together. Now reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Have your palms facing each other. Now try to reach your right arm towards the ceiling and feel the shoulder blade lift off the floor. And then pull the arm back and feel the shoulder blade lower down towards the floor, and you'll feel more pressure onto the upper shoulder from the wall. And reach the arm up. And then pull again. One more time, reach it up. And pull again. Let's do the left arm. Reach up. Pull down. Notice if you have more awareness or less in the shoulder blade on this side. Down. As you reach towards the ceiling, try to sense the shoulder blade moving away from the spine. And you pull it back, and the shoulder blade maybe descends onto the floor or it comes closer to the spine. Reach again. And pull back. Beautiful. So now connect your palms and flip your hands so the palms are facing up towards the sky. Soften your elbows so the elbows are pointed out to the side. So there's a bend in the elbows. Now try not to change the angle in the elbows, but lift both shoulder blades off the floor. Like you're taking the arms and sort of moving them up towards the sky, but you keep the bend in the elbow. And then bring the shoulder blades down onto the floor. Very nice. So the palms are facing up the whole time. You keep the bend in the elbows. So lift both shoulders up. And then bring them down. Very nice. One more. Shoulder blades moving up towards the sky. The bend in the elbow stays the same, so the movement is initiated from the shoulder blades on your rib cage and down. Let's do it one more time. Up. Both shoulder blades lift off the floor. And down. Beautiful. Release the arms by your sides. Take a moment. Gently move your head side to side. Nice. Now let's see if we can move the chin. So up towards the ceiling and slightly back behind you. And then tuck the chin in. Like you're saying yes, but you're sort of exaggerating. You're moving the chin up towards the sky and maybe even slightly behind you. And then tuck the chin in. And notice how that changes the sensation with the tops of your shoulders. A couple more times. So the next time you're tucking the chin in, feel the neck long. So you can lift your head off the floor. And then slowly bring it down. Relax the neck. Now gently tuck the chin in, not too much. Lift the head up, down. Beautiful, relax the neck. Tuck the chin in, lift the head up. Keep it up, look towards your left shoulder. Keep the chin tucked in, back to center, over to the right side. The chin is tucked in, back to center, and then slowly release. Very nice. Let's move our lower back. Think of tilting the pelvis forward, tilt to the back. Feel the curve in your lower back change shape. So as you inhale and tilt the pelvis forward, you increase the arch in your lower back. As you exhale and tilt the pelvis back, you flatten the curve. A couple more times. Inhale, tilt forward, arch. Exhale, tilt back, flatten. The next time you're flattening your lower back into the ground, press into your feet and lift your hips 2 inches off the floor. Then you'll feel more pressure go into the balls under the tops of your shoulders. Beautiful. And then slowly go down. So like a mini bridge, and you have this additional input through the balls into your top shoulders. Inhale, tip the pelvis forward. Exhale, tip it back. Flatten the lower back into the floor first. Press into your feet. 2 inches off the floor. So stay here. Tuck the chin in. Lift the head like a tiny bit off the floor if you can. And then slowly put it down. Stay in this bridge. Tuck the chin in. Lift the head off the floor 1 inch. Down. Beautiful. Stay in the bridge. Lift the arms up. Try to reach the arm up towards the sky and then pull it down like we did in the beginning. Palms are facing each other. Lift one arm up, so reach towards the sky, staying in the bridge, and then pull it down. Right side, reach it. Pull it down. Left side, reach. Try to have your palms facing each other. Yeah, a couple more times. Reach. Down, reach, down, beautiful, and then slowly bring yourself down. Nice. Take the balls out, put them off to the side, and move your head side to side. See how your neck is doing. To move the blankets off to the side, straighten your legs, and let's try to do a sort of a roll onto the left side. We'll reach the right arm up. You'll reach it so much that you start noticing how the shoulder blade lifts off the floor. Then your head lifts, you follow the fingertips with your gaze, and you pull, pull, pull with the arm, and you come onto the left side. And then you reach the arm up again and you slowly roll yourself back. Yeah, we'll just do half roll. Initiate with the fingertips. Pull the arm towards the sky. Feel the shoulder blade pull so it reaches away from the spine as well. And you start taking the arm across and you pull. You feel that spiral through your thoracic spine, right? Through your T-spine, reach and go onto your side. And then slowly, from the fingertips, slowly, slowly, feel the spiral roll back. One more time. So reach the arm up first, just like we did when we were on the balls. Reach it up, up, up. Feel the shoulder blade lift off the floor. Then your arm reaches Across midline, you start pulling, the head lifts up, the neck lifts up, the rib cage lifts up. Beautiful on to the side, and then back. And let's do the other side. The left side might feel different from your right side. Just take a note if you feel the difference. So reach the left arm towards the sky, fingertips. Again, the palm, have the palm facing as though the other palm is there. Reach. Now take the arm across. Pull, pull, pull. Your head lifts, your neck lifts. You keep reaching onto the side. And then slowly back. So your right arm can be either by your side or up over your head, whatever is working for you, maybe out to the side of the T. So reach the left arm up, follow your fingertips. Look at the fingertips, pull, pull, pull. Take yourself onto the side with control. Feel the spiral, feel the middle back, and then slowly come back. Really enjoy the spiral. Pull the arm up, feel the shoulder blade lift off the floor, move on your rib cage. Take the arm across, pull onto the side. And now all the way onto your belly. Find your gorgeous ball and have your hands nearby. And we'll go onto the gorgeous ball. So by pulling and pushing through the forearms and maybe steering this movement with your toes, just massage the belly. Go around in a circle.
Come on. Good.
Go in one direction. Then go in the opposite direction. Then settle over the belly button. You can either stay here, up on your forearms, or you can rest your forehead on your stacked up fists. And take a few breaths into the belly. Invite the belly to expand into the ball. And then on the exhale, soften and allow the ball to go a little bit deeper into the abdominal wall. Nice and slow, expand on the inhale. Soften on the exhale. Take the ball up to the side. You're on your forearms. Let's just move the shoulder blades here now that we are on our belly. So on the forearms, you collapse the chest towards the floor. Feel the shoulder blades come towards the spine. And then pushing through the forearms, grow a nice long neck and feel the space widen between the shoulder blades. Inhale, move the chest towards the floor. Exhale, push. Try not to move the neck, so notice if when you collapse the chest towards the floor, the head kind of falls towards the floor. See if you can keep the neck sort of gently engaged. Try to only feel the slide and glide of the shoulder blades on your rib cage. And then maybe you can try a circle. So push, widen the space between the shoulder blades. Then shrug the shoulder blades up to your ears. Release the chest towards the floor. Pull the shoulder blades towards your hips. And then you push and widen again. Shrug towards the floor. The shoulder blades come towards the spine like elevator doors closing. Now you pull on your forearms and that movement pulls your shoulder blades towards your hips. And then you push. And you feel those doors open on the elevator, right? And then you shrug, in towards the floor, pull down, and then push and widen. And then try switching direction. So you pull down, and you move in towards the floor, shrug, and then push here. Pull down, release towards the floor, shrug, and push. One more time. Pull down, shrug, and push. Beautiful. So now we will have the cortisol under the top of the left shoulder, and we'll do those arm movements. Have your therapy ball in your hand, so you have something to squeeze in your hand. If you don't have it handy, you can just make a fist. So we're going to reach, your forehead will rest on your fist here. Squeeze the ball, reach your left arm forward. Allow the shoulder to rest on the quarters ball. Keep the arm out to the side. Squeeze the ball. So I'm resting the top of the shoulder on the ball. Then you rotate, so the ball is facing up towards the sky. You take the arm so it's alongside your body. You lift it up nice and high, and then you fold the elbow, and you try to cover the back of your hand over your lower back. I'm going to take it out to the side and back to the front. And you can rest here. Inhale into the belly where you felt the ball before. Exhale, drive the pelvis into the floor, lift the arm up, squeeze the ball. Take the arm out to the side, rotate. Take it to your hip so it's nice and long, and then you fold it. And the back of your hand is covering over your lower back. Out to the side, keep squeezing the ball. Try not to break at the wrist. So the wrist and the forearm are one line. Beautiful. Inhale into the belly. As you exhale, drive the pelvis into the floor, engage your legs, lift the left arm up, squeeze the ball, keep it out to the side, rotate. Take it towards your legs and fold the elbow. Beautiful. Out to the side, back to the front, and release. Very nice. Now let's move over to the other side. The cortisol will support the top of the front, top of your right shoulder. Take the ball into your right hand. The forehead will rest on your left fist. Reach the right arm forward. Inhale into the belly. As you exhale, drive the pelvis into the floor. Squeeze the ball in your hand. Take the arm out to the side. Now down towards your legs. Rotate the arm. And then fold the elbow so you're covering the back of your hand over your lower back. Out to the side, to the front, and release. Two more. Inhale into the belly. Exhale, drive the pelvis and the legs into the floor. Reach your right arm up, lift it up. Take it out to the side, rotate. Hold the elbow and cover the back of your hand over your lower back. Beautiful. Out to the side, to the front, and release. One more. Great work. Inhale into the belly. Exhale. Drive the pelvis into the floor and engage your legs. Lift your right arm up. Squeeze the ball. Take it out to the side. Down to your legs. Fold the elbow. And out to the side. And to the front. And release. Beautiful. Take a moment here. Rest your forehead on your hands. Maybe sway your hips side to side. Lovely. Let's go onto our side, and we'll have the ball under the side of our head. We'll take the long piece and we'll sort of wrap it over our upper knee back, and we'll just keep it there for now. And we'll take the ball into our left hand, keep it on my side. We'll start with some rotations here. Squeezing the ball in your left hand and rotating at the root of your arm, like you're corkscrewing the root of your arm into the shoulder slot. So now find your band here and start pulling on it with your bottom arm. So you're reaching it forward. And try to press out through your rib cage, right? So we want the rib cage to stay in that sort of gentle C shape. If we're sort of folding through the mid-back and opening the lid by doing that, right? We're getting stuck back into that pattern where the ribs don't move when we breathe. So we really want to create space through the mid-back. So when we breathe, we can move the ribs and we can move the spine in that spot. Rotating the arm while pressing out through the back ribs. Now take the arm along the side of the body. So find that sensation of pressing out into the band. Now squeeze the ball and reach the arm behind you. Keep pressing out through the band. Now rotate the arm, take it up and over. Beautiful. Let's do 2 more. Reach back. Rotate. Up and over. Nice and slow. Try to keep your shoulder blade relatively still. Notice if it keeps sliding and gliding. So in this movement, we're isolating the rotation into the shoulder socket, and we're trying to stabilize the shoulder blade on the rib cage. Beautiful. So now relax the bottom arm. Take a moment here. We're going to move the ball off to the side. And maybe watch me do this. We did this stretch before, but now I'm adding the band here. So I'm going to pull on the band again. The top arm will reach on a diagonal, squeezing the ball, and the top leg will reach behind me. And I will allow for the rotation through the mid-back. I will rotate the chest towards the floor, right? I'll pull that spiral. And then I'll take the arm and leg back to center, and then I'll switch. The leg will move forward and the arm will move back. But I keep pressing out through my rib cage into the bend that I feel over my bottom ribs. Yeah? So we'll do it a couple more times. So reach on a diagonal, press out through the upper mid back, take the arm and leg back, and then arm back, and then leg forward. Squeeze the ball. So pretend you're holding a big dog on the leash. We're not allowing the arm to just fall back. The arm is engaged. Bring it to center, and then reach. Chest so it opens towards the floor here. And then you bring it back. And then chest opens towards the ceiling. You squeeze the ball real hard. And you keep your shoulder blade still on your rib cage. It's the spiral through the spine. Beautiful. And come back to center. Release. Put the ball back under your head. And let's do the hip circles. So the ball will go into the top leg, the knee. So you can use the band if your arms are not getting too tired here. You can pull on the band here and pin it down with your hand, pressing out through the mid-back again, right? We're creating space through the mid-back. Reach the thigh back, knee out, go down, pull it through. Keep pressing out through the band, and you'll notice this is way more challenging when you're paying attention as to whether you're sort of shrinking through your mid-back, opening your lid when you move your head, your leg of the head. One more time. Reach, rotate, pull it through. Come back. One more. Reach. Move up, go down. Beautiful. And then release. Take the ball out. Now your bottom leg will move forward and your top leg will move back, and we'll press ourselves up into a side seat like this. Mm-hmm. So if it feels like the floor is too far away for you, right? It would be wise to add like a block or a book here. So what I'm after here is that you really can load the shoulder here. Mm-hmm. So try going down and then push up. Fingertips are pointing away from you. Release down, push up. Release down, push up. So keep pushing up. Well, I guess we'll adjust the bend. So adjust the bend so it's there in that sweet spot, just above the broad strap. Okay? So that's the part of the spine that tends to get really stuck. Right? That's where the ribs don't really meet. We're going to pull on the bend and we're going to press out into the spot where you feel the bend. Okay? Maybe come up onto the fingertips so we have a little bit more height here. Keep pushing out into the bend and I'll see if you can gently and slowly rotate towards the arm that's supporting you. Keep pushing out into the bend. Yeah. Now continue the rotation through your neck. Pretend you're balancing something right on top of the head so the neck is nice and long. You're looking behind your back shoulder. And now continue the rotation with your eyes. See if you can take the eyes even further back. Pressing out into the back. You're going to pull the eyes come back, the neck comes back, and then the torso comes back. Woo! Yeah? You feel it? Now we're going to pull again. Press out into the bend. So notice how when you're pressing out, you're taking the ribcage back so it's stacked over the pelvis, right? So now it's the rotation, pushing the floor away through the fingertips. Beautiful. Now the neck keeps going. Tuck your chin in gently, and then the eyes keep going. Eyes come back, neck comes back, and then your torso. Release the back. So if you can now hold on to the shin in the front with your hand. Now reach the arm that was supporting you forward, and we'll go the other way. So we'll reach the opposite way. Nice and gentle. Continue the rotation through the neck. So you can look towards your back shoulder. And come back to center. Beautiful. Nice. So we're going to move over to the other side. Take your legs forward. And to the other side. So your ball will come with you. The therapy ball, the Cortez ball, and your band. So we're going to keep it over the rib cage. And we'll settle onto the side. And we'll start with those rotations at the root of the arm. So the bend will be across the upper mid-back, just over the broad strap. The broad strap, pull on it, and press out through the spot in your spine where you feel the bend. Now keep rotating the arm here and keep pressing out into the mid-back. Arm is pointing straight up. So try to sense the root of the arm settling right in the center of your shoulder socket. Now take the arm down, rotate it in, press out through the bend where you feel it hugging your spine. Reach the arm back. Think of tucking the shoulder blade into your back pocket, right? And then you rotate, opening the arm up towards the sky. And as you're rotating, you keep moving the arm around in space. Very often, You know, when we rotate, we're going to rotate in place, and then we take the arm up and over. So try, as you're rotating, you're also moving the arm around. And you'll hit a couple of spots that have been sort of dormant and that you've been skipping. So reach back. Make sure you're pressing out through the bend. As you're rotating, you're taking the arm around in space. And one more. Beautiful. Nice. Now allow your arm that's been holding the band to relax. Let's do the hip circles. Squeeze the ball inside the knee. Now we can again pull on the band. Maybe both arms will pull. This is actually even better. Pull. So the top arm pulls, and then the bottom hand is helping to pin both arms down towards the floor. Squeeze the ball. Press out into the bend. Now take the knee back. Try not to go into the back bend. Knee up, heel down, in towards the chest. Flex your foot. So you're pulling the top of the foot towards the shin. Yeah. And that will engage more of the leg. Pressing out into the bend. Reach back. Knee up, heel down. Couple more. Beautiful. Pressing out into the bend where you feel it. Next. And then down. Relax. Release the bend. Now take the ball. The pointing ball will move off to the side. The bottom hand will hold into the strap, the resistance band. Pull it. Now we'll do that spiral. Okay? So we take the top arm forward on a diagonal and the top leg behind us. Flex the foot. Press out into the bend and allow the chest to open towards the floor. Take the arm and leg back to center, and then reach the arm back behind you slightly as you reach the top leg forward. Reach to the heel. Again, think of holding a bit rather than the reach. We're not allowing the arm to fall back behind us. We're keeping the shoulder joints snug in the socket. Then bring the arm and leg to center, and then switch. Right arm. Top arm reaches forward. The chest opens towards the floor, and the leg reaches back. You take it in, and then switch. Keep pressing out into the bend. Bring it into center, and then reach a diagonal arm forward, leg back. One more. Take it in, leg forward, and arm up and over. Beautiful. And back to center. Release the ball, release the bend. Now the bottom leg moves forward, the top leg moves back, and you press yourself up into a side seat. Side sit. Okay, let's see. So let's see how this shoulder is doing. First, support yourself with the palm of your hand. Push. Go nice long neck, and then release. Feel how it's the shoulder blade again. Okay, that's moving. Push. Now push and come up onto the fingertips. Now pull on the band here and then press out. I'll show you the side view. So look how, this is very tempting to do. See how the rib cage has moved forward of the pelvis. Can you see that? Now I'm pressing out into the band and I'm stacking the rib cage on top of the pelvis. And as a result, this part of my spine is long, right? And the rotation is very beneficial. If it's collapsed like this, and I'm rotating here, I'm kind of grinding the bone on bone there, right? So I need to create space first, Push through the fingertips, and then I'm rotating. When the torso doesn't go any further, then the neck continues, and then the eyes continue. The eyes come back, the neck comes back, and then the torso. And release. Beautiful, one more time. So push yourself up, go nice and tall, pull on the band, create space through the mid-back. So ribcage pushes into the band there. Now start rotating. Torso first, then your neck. You keep pushing the floor away and you keep pressing out into the band. And then the eyes. And then the eyes come back, the neck, and then the torso. And then slowly release. Beautiful. So can you hold onto your shin here? Reach the arm, the one that was supporting you forward, and then take it across midline. Maybe then release it onto the knee here, and then allow your head to hang here. Beautiful. And take the band off and make your way onto your hands and knees. You can widen your knees and then go in a circle over your hips. That's pretty good. Notice when you're going in a circle over your hips, that your spine doesn't move. Because if we're moving over our hips and we're also moving the spine, we're sort of minimizing the movement in the hips. So if you want to get deep into the hips, try to stabilize your spine. You probably are much more aware of how the spine moves and whether it moves or whether it's staying still now after all this magic work. Also try moving one knee ahead of the other, so the knees are wider, and then one knee is ahead of the other, and then try moving here over the hips. One direction, and another direction. And then switch your knees so the other knee goes forward. And then you go in a circle. Then trying to keep the spine in neutral while moving in the hips. Nice. So let's just sit over the gorgeous ball and sort of sticking it between my heels and my bum. And that way, it gives more space for the knees. Donna, is this variation working for you? Is it okay for your knees? Not really? That's okay? Perfect. So if this feels really, you can tuck your toes under like this, or how about like a rolled up yoga mat or a blanket there. So, but I want to warm up our wrists a little bit more. So the hands are just in front of you, and let's lift the wrist of your right hand off the floor. Keep the fingers down, up and down a few times, and try to slow down on the descent. So really slowly down. And then try doing the opposite. So the ball of the hand stays down and you're tapping the palm up and down. And you're trying to lift everything but the ball of the hand. The eye of the elbow is pointing forward and the elbow stays straight. And now we'll try pulling the palm off the floor. The ball of the hand stays on the floor. And you lift. Let's spread the fingers nice and wide. Relax the jaw. Put it down. Now flip it over. Now try making a fist and then opening that up. So this can be done, the fingertips are pointing towards my other hand now, but you can also play with like different direction here. This can be done against the wall as well. So but try placing the back of your hand. I know it's really challenging, yeah. But we want to, even though it's challenging, we want to reach all those parts. And just maybe do a little bit less of a range. But keep working on straightening the elbow and folding the pointer and all the other fingers in. So Lisa, see how the elbow kind of wants to do this? So try to move the elbow back so the eye of the elbow is pointing more forward. Yeah. There you go. Nice. Now come off the wall and just compare the way your right hand feels and your left hand feels. Just move around in whatever fashion. And just see there's a little bit more awareness in the right hand. Maybe shift the weight forward into the fingertips and then shift back into the ball of your hand to see if the right hand is a bit more available. Nice. Now sit back and we'll do the left hand. So first we'll lift the wrist off the floor and then down. If you can bear it, you can sort of shift your weight forward a little bit, have a bit more in the wrist, and then move it up and down. I'll move closer. And Gordon, you can even, maybe if you want to challenge yourself, you can take one arm out and just do, it's like a one-handed. But keep trying to rotate the eye of the elbow forward, right? So we're avoiding the internal rotation, we keep working on external, because internal is always the default for us. Yeah. Nice. And now we'll do the opposite. So we'll try lifting the palm off the floor. The ball of the hand stays glued to the floor. You pull it up and down. I know it looks like an easy little move to do, but it's not. Yeah. Try to keep the elbow completely still. And now let's pull, pull, pull. Spread your fingers. Pull the back of your hand towards your forearm. Pull, keep your elbow straight. And down. Now flip it over. Gathering into the fist. Again, decide how much pressure you can tolerate. And by tolerate, of course, I mean if you can breathe and keep your jaw relaxed. So this is a little bit of pressure, and the closer your shoulder is to the top, like if it's on top of your wrist, that's the biggest amount of pressure you can put on in this shape. And watch that pointer, it really wants to get out of this hole. So hold the pointer first and then all the other. And keep straightening the elbow. Nice. And now flip it over, and now move around and see how the left hand is doing. Beautiful. Okay. So find yourself on your hands and knees. Wrists under your shoulders. Knees under your hips. Rotate the eye of the elbow towards the screen. So your hands stay glued to the floor, and the eye of the elbow, try rotating forward. So rotate it forward. Push the floor away a lot. And see if you can lift your right hand off the floor and nothing changes in the spine. And then put the right hand down, push through the right hand, and then lift the left hand off the floor. Nothing changes in your upper back. And then push the left, lift the arm, right. And then switch again. So if this is going well, you can float your knees off the floor, then try the same with your knees floating off the floor. If you feel like you're collapsing right away, it's not the time yet to lift your knees off the floor. So with knees on the floor, it's still very challenging to do it in a focused way. Very nice. So we'll give our wrists a break. Find your mini loop, and we'll put it over our wrists, and we'll come down onto the forearms, like this. So as you come down onto your forearms, see what really wants to happen. My lid wants to open, right? So pretend the band, the long piece is across your upper back, so when you're pressing up into the ribs. Now make sure your knees are right under your hips. See how the knees are a little bit in front of the hips. Try to, so Lisa, move your forearms forward so your hips will be a bit more over the knees. A bit more? Yeah, there you go. Now we're going to sort of press the wrists out into the band, and that's a lot of work. Gently, just a little bit, a lot. The palms are facing up. Relax your head down. Keep pressing out with the mid back. Now send your hips back in your mount. But keep reaching the rib cage, right, up into the sky. So we're still pressing out into that phantom band across the mid back. Breathe here. Beautiful, and then slowly bring yourself back up. And push yourself up. Oh my goodness. Now the right hand will reach across midline. Send the ribcage up towards the sky. And we're going to pull the hips back. So the torso is in a gentle spiral and sort of lateral flexion here. We send the ribs up. And we pull the hips towards the heels. Back to center. Right hand presses into the floor. Press a lot so the space between the shoulder blades is still wide. Left arm reaches across midline. Come up into the fingertips. Send the ribcage up towards the sky and now pull the hips back to the heels. Softening the right elbow. Lengthening to the left side. Relax the head down. Beautiful. Come back to center. Press your left hand into the floor. So press a lot through both hands. Widen that space between the shoulder blades. Now, if you can, lift the right hand off the floor and see if you can place your right hand just at the back of your skull. Keep pushing through the left hand a lot. Push, push, push. Keep pushing as you start moving your elbow in the direction of your left hand. So this is a spiral through the T-spine. It's really challenging. But keep pushing through the left hand a lot. So you keep that space between the shoulder blade and the spine on the left side. And then open it back out. And switch. Just one more. Pressing through both hands to find that space between the shoulder blades. Now start pressing through the right so much that the left becomes lighter. Now the left hand is touching the base of your skull there. Push through the right hand a lot. Push, 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 and now start pointing the elbow in, down, and towards the right hand. Feel the spiral with your back. Push through the right hand. Beautiful. And come back. Place your left hand down. Come down onto the forearms. And move the shoulder blades here. Push. Widen the space between the shoulder blades. And release towards the floor. Push. Release. Have your toes together. If you have your porges ball handy, you can place your forehead on the porges ball instead of rest in this child pose with your forehead resting on the ball. Have your neck long there. So see that so if your face doesn't collapse into the ball, you're still lengthening through the back of your neck. You can also be here if the knees like this better. So hips are closer to the knees rather than hips over the heels. Take a moment here. Breathe into the belly. Allow the belly to relax towards the floor. Beautiful. Now press yourself up and then make your way onto your back. Have your blanket under your head. And our porges ball will go underneath the shoulder blades there. Decide how high you want your blanket to be so your neck feels long here. Try to breathe into the space in your spine where you feel the ball pressing up against you. So really tune into that space, and there is movement there happening. You just need to feel it. You need to allow it to happen. With your eyes closed, slow, gentle inhale, steering the breath into the ball. The ball is giving us that feedback, and you can press out into that resistance gently and extend to that part of the spine. So the ribs are moving, they're expanding, and the spaces in between the vertebra in your thoracic spine are lengthening and widening. Try to sense the movement of the ribs, and you will sense the movement in between the vertebra. Just where you feel the ball. The neck is relaxed, jaw is relaxed. Now support the back of your head with your hands. Cradle the base of your skull with your hands. Inhale to the spot where you feel the ball again. Try to expand into the ball through the back of your hands. As you exhale, keep exhaling so you feel a tugging sensation through the front ribs, and you start pulling into the belly. And the power of your exhale will lift your torso up on top of the ball. Gently curl the chin into the chest, bring the elbows together, and then pushing the head into your hands. Gently resist the hands back into your head, and then allow your head to wing, eventually releasing it down onto the blanket. 2 more. So inhale into the back ribs where you feel the ball. Slowly start exhaling. Keep exhaling till you feel your exhale lifts you up on top of the ball, and you're gently curling in. Elbows come together, and then you push the back of your head into your hands. Uncurling, nice and slow. One more time. Inhale into the back ribs, right where you feel the ball. Exhale, nice and slow. Wait to the very And exhale, and then notice how it lifts your torso up on top of the ball. And slowly, pressing the head into the hand, release back down. Now release the arms by your sides. Take 2 more inhales here. Notice if there's movement available in between the vertebra and the middle back. Then go onto one side, take the ball up, put it off to the side, and just rest. Knees come together, feet on the ground, arms are heavy on your sides. Noticing how much of your body is available to your breath now. Let's straighten our legs. We'll cross right ankle over left. Bring your arms in front, interlock your fingers, and move your arms towards your face, but only till you can still keep your ribs on the floor. And then we'll take the legs and arms over to the left side. Keep your ribs heavy on the floor. Crescent shape on the left side, shrinking the left and lengthening the right side. So breathe in. Come back to center. Left ankle over right. Arms and legs over to the right. Come into crescent shape on this side. Keeping the ribcage heavy on the ground. And then come back to center. Bend your knees. Roll to one side. And push yourself up. Into side. And this will be the end of your practice. All right.